Hello and welcome to Break Even by Breakfast on the Accounting Channel with me, Mark Sweetman. Today I am joined by Antoine Scalia. He is the co-founder and CEO of Cryptio, a French SaaS company that helps people and companies to manage and account for their digital assets and cryptocurrencies. Good afternoon, Antoine. Thank you for coming on the show. For those who haven't heard of Cryptio or yourself, do you want to tell us a bit about the company, its products, what problems it solves, and also how it all started?
Yeah, definitely. So Cryptio is it's a software. It's a bookkeeping software which basically help businesses holding digital assets, meaning cryptocurrencies and other type of digital assets, account for their activity. Today, you have kind of a problem, which is most all the, as you know, all the accounting processes are structured around accounting systems, traditional accounting systems like Xero, QuickBooks, and stuff like that. And but these systems are not compatible or cannot work today with digital asset transactions. So basically, what we're doing is that we're building a bridge automation between digital assets, meaning blockchains, and accounting systems. And the reason why we decided to work on this very, very niche topic is because we think that it's not going to be a niche topic anymore pretty soon. And we started this as kind of, I think a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of people has done the kind of the same journey. We started by trying to solve our own problems. And so we've been trading crypto for a while now. And at some point we realized like 3 or 4 years ago that declaring the taxes would be challenging, and we decided to dig into this topic and see what are the tax rules, what the tax rules are, and what will the steps to follow to file the taxes and get the data we need to file that taxes. And we've just realized that it was a big problem, and very quickly we decided not to solve our own problems, but to solve businesses' problems, because we prefer to work with businesses building cool stuff and the future and infrastructure of the future rather than working with traders. But that's just like a personal thing.
Okay, great. And was it a case that there was solutions already on the market and they just weren't good enough and you thought you could do a better job, or was there literally no solutions for this problem on the market?
So we released the first like MVP, minimum viable product that we built was on the with a BTC approach. So it was really for traders and to help them declare the taxes. On that segment, there were existing solutions, but not that much. Not that much, meaning that it was there for instance, at the time when we started to work on this, there were no solution that lets you connect and track automatically all your trades and all your activity within different wallets. And when I say track automatically, it's just like use API keys and be able to track your activity across different exchanges. So, but they were starting to have a few people that were working on tax reporting for traders. When we decided to move from B2C to B2B, there were nearly nothing at the time. And that's basically also the reason why we decided to go for B2B. We think that it's more interesting. It's intellectual perspective, I found it more interesting. And also we thought that the business opportunity was bigger because there were nearly no solution at the time.
Sure, then that's interesting. Normally people go from B2B to B2C, the ones I've heard of anyway, because it's more lucrative and, fewer customers or clients to speak to. And then you're doing more direct sales and you don't have to worry about marketing per se, because you know your client base and how to get in touch with them. So how did you find it challenging moving from the B2B to B2C? And how did you overcome that challenge?
No, I think the B2C market, the retail market for crypto is a bit different than the normal retail market. Like a trader is a bit different than a normal person. Like a crypto trader is a bit different than a normal person. Meaning, if you want to build a product for a crypto trader, like crypto trader is very demanding and very and everything is different. The channels you talk to these guys are different because you talk to them on Telegram or Discord. they can switch from a product to another very, very quickly, what you would say has the retail guy, but they are very demanding, and so it's pretty challenging to work with on the B2C market in crypto, from our experience. Because if you want to offer tax solutions to the crypto market, you will work with people who care about taxes, and people who care about taxes are big traders, not like the average Joe. Most people do not declare the taxes. So actually moving from B2C for B2B was more. It was not a problem. It was not a challenge, because we basically end up by sitting at the table with businesses that were in the process of discovering their accounting challenges. And so more than just like a seller and saying, we have this thing, like we want to sell you the software. Basically, we sit down and we say, listen, we for various reasons, we want to work on accounting issues for crypto companies. We are not there are not a lot of people that want to do this. You seem to have accounting challenges. Let's sit down and try to understand these challenges, and let's see how a software can help this. So we became more like partner of the first businesses we started to work with, which is in a kind of a founder perspective. I think I found this better to see that you are understanding and then improving like people's life and people you spend a lot of time with, rather than just like sharing something to the mass and have only negative feedbacks on Telegram.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So it was basically not that they needed a nice to have, but they really needed this solution, because they were coming up. It was coming up to tax season. They had to do their reporting, I presume, and they had no idea how to account for their crypto
Exactly.
assets and digital.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really a must. It was really a more must have, and like keeping track of all these transactions would have, for them, would have an impact on a lot of different aspects, on the accounting, of course, on taxes, on compliance, on some compliance things, on audit. It became, and it's starting to become really a must have for crypto businesses.
Yeah, and I have some experience with that myself, and it's really not fun doing it in Excel, which is the only other option. And Excel is not built for that. While it's very flexible, it takes a lot of time to actually crunch any type of figures, and yeah, any solution is welcome for sure. So that's great. So you found a problem, you dedicated yourself to solving it. How did you finance it at the beginning, and how do you currently finance the business?
Yeah. So we bootstrapped the thing for a while, at least for, like, I would say, the first year, roughly. We bootstrapped this mostly with the money we make on the first MVP, so the tax solution for crypto traders. We end up by releasing something, and we end up by making a bit of money on this. So we reinvest the money on the development of the B2B product. So we onboarded a few businesses on the MVP and trying to build something. And once we started to have something, we end up by raising first small round of friends and family round. So we wanted to make sure that before raising anything, of course, you already start by like people around you, family, but it's you want to come to your family and ask them for money when you not sure, because of course you're not sure, but when you think you hold something. So that's we decided to wait a little bit, and so we did this very first. It was a small round, and then we need to have, like, clear steps. So basically we said, okay, we're gonna go to the families and ask them for money if we end up by agreeing with the users that we have, the early users that we have, that the thing that we're starting to build is likely to work. And then we did this, and then when we said, okay, when we will have something that will work, and when the other firms will say, okay, you are ready to sell to other people, we will raise more money with traditional investors. So we raised a pre-seed round with Consensus, which is a leading company in the blockchain space, in Ethereum space, in February 2020. And then we are about to raise another round, another seed round in the coming weeks, with the help of a new investor that we have, which is called Outlier Ventures.
And how much are you raising this round?
It would be around $1 million.
Okay, great. So it's a big round, and you're going places. And by the sounds of it, your friends and family are happy that they invested in you originally. Then, I would presume.
Yeah, they're not happy until you exit. So right now we need to raise this, and maybe if we raise this, they might be happy. But at least when they give us the money, when they gave us the money, they might have thought that the company will shut down like 6 months after, and it's been
Yeah,
a year and a
exactly.
half since they gave us the money. So we're not
Yeah,
dead yet.
yeah, perfect. And so, in terms of challenges, what's been the most challenging non-financial aspect of the business to date for you?
Yeah. So I would say that two different there's basically two different things. Is the managing people is a big one. I think it's every founder will tell you that, but finding the right people to work with, it's challenging, and on both sides. So we're building really a tech product, so finding reliable and cheap, because these guys are super expensive, and kind of cheap, or at least finding ways to attract top talented people is challenging. And the second one is when you're building something that basically has never been done, or has never been developed, or nothing very close to what you want to build, is implementing a process with the people you talk to, which basically help you explore, identify opportunities or ideas, and test these ideas in a very short period of time, so that you don't waste time working on things that are useless. And for instance, as you know, one of the last things that we've been working on is building direct integration with accounting systems, and being able to push data directly to accounting system, and including Zero, and having a process, the way you basically you have something that is well structured, so that that you won't waste a lot of time on topics that are useless for a product. I think it's a key thing, because otherwise you're wasting time, and in every startup's life, time is money, because you have a runway. And I think at the very beginning, with the Zero thing, it was better, but at the very beginning, I think that we waste a lot of time on these process. We waste some time building stuff that were only required required by some specific users, but we we realized that actually the other users and future clients won't need these feature, and we spend, I don't know, 2 months to build this. So
Well, it's got
it's
to
this
be
type of
a real pain.
yeah. So
And
this like product management is really complex.
and do you think building those things was necessary, even though they're not used now, to get to another place where you can not do these feature requests? So, was it necessary to go through that process, do you think, or could you have done without it?
But it was necessary in the sense that I'm first time founder. So as a first time founder, you need to make mistakes as soon as possible and learn from them and be better. So in that activity, it was necessary to do the mistakes first. But if I have to redo the process again, I will make sure that I'm not making these mistakes, because it's really about like very specific features that are it's basically when you build something, you need to profile, the people or company you targeting, have kind of very clear idea about the segment, and some ideas that we made on these segments, some characteristic of these segments were only influenced by our experience with very specific companies, and so we had at some point, because we didn't like double checks and we didn't have maybe enough conversations at the very early stage, we we had a wrong vision and the wrong analysis of the profile of companies we want to target, and this is something that you have to avoid. So yeah, no, definitely if I have to do it, I make sure I'm not doing the same mistakes.
Okay.
But it's important to do it once, but not twice.
Do you have any tips for dealing with feature requests? Like if a feature request comes into you, how do you sort of give it weight to see if it's important and if it's something that needs to go into your product?
Yeah, definitely. So I think there is so the first thing is that you need to have, it's good to have like kind of a tracking tool. When I say tool, it's a Google Sheet where you list all features that have been requested with some parameters around it, around, I don't know, like how critical it is for the product, how critical it is for the user journey, how can you improve the user experience, the user interface, and all this, and you try to map and score things based on a few parameters that you have selected. And so you will have kind of a score for each feature, and then you can use this score to prioritize feature development. So that's one tip. And basically the thing that I'm doing is, when we are interviewing or having conversation with potential prospects, is depending on the nature of the prospect, how big it is, and how, more than the money he brings to you, like if you think he will be able to help to let you grow, to help you grow, so spend time with you. If you believe, for instance, we are working with accountants and CFO, if you think that he's the company CFO is a top CFO and worth spending time with, if he asks a specific feature, it might worth listening and try to understand and integrate that feature right away, rather than just scoring everything. And if you have a doubt on the feature, but you think that it could be useful to other people, just make the client and the prospect pay for the integration, and
That's one way of doing it, actually, yeah, because it turns into a consulting job if it's only going to benefit them. So that would make sense.
It's better to make people pay for feature integration. But if it's solely key, since that the early stages are not really about money, but really about knowledge and network and building expertise. Sometimes if it's the price to pay to get a great client, and you believe that they have great expertise, you can do it. Depend on the size of the feature, but of course, it's more, when we talk about integrations, it's like small stuff, integrating new chains, new exchanges. This is doable.
Yeah. That's just part and parcel of the operations of the business, I guess.
Yeah.
So what's been your most challenging financial aspect?
Raising money is definitely challenging. More especially when we started, for your users that are a bit crypto focused, we started basically when the bear market started. So we've seen only prices going down, and so having this context plus fundraising, which is for every startup and not only in the crypto space, was definitely challenging, but we found some solutions. I think I would say that's the most difficult one. The second aspect is it's more a mix of finance and just management, but finding the right burn rate is something that is difficult, based on the steps that you want, the milestones that you want to achieve, based on your money that you have in your bank account, and based on the velocity that you want to have in your production, on your product, product development. Mm-hmm. You need to find the right balance, and what is the right burn rate, and what resources can I include within this burn rate, and this requires some iteration.
Okay. You mentioned in the non-financial challenges that you've had, that leading a team is one of them. So do you find it difficult to recruit for tech people? Are you tech yourself? Are you from a tech background, or is it something that a co-founder takes care of? Generally, I find
No,
there's a
yeah.
tech co-founder and then a sort of marketing sales related co-founder.
So we have there is I'm not a technical I do not have any technical background. I have like business background, finance and kind of accounting background. Um, and um, and so attracting engineers is challenging for most startups. Uh, but what we've been, and at the very 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 beginning it was challenging. So I've been working since like the beginning with engineers. I started the business with an engineer, and so really like we started like when we started the business we were already like developing the product. So um but what we've realized, and that's actually like a kind of a good surprise, is um crypto and blockchains and blockchains in general, I think maybe more specifically crypto, because crypto is more interested than just blockchain. The engineers are, this is the kind of technology that now they want to work in. So if you look, for instance, in the greatest engineers that are working at, I don't know, Stanford, MIT, or Berkeley in the US, you have more and more people that are going to work in the crypto space. 5 years ago or 10 years ago, it's been like artificial intelligence for a while, and now you have more and more people working in the crypto space because you have very very interesting technical challenges. You could have a lot of people that can with technical background that could work in crypto, from like people working in cryptography or very very deep mathematics, or like software developers. There was room for everyone, and the challenges that are raised are very very complex and interesting. So at the end, we realized that it was pretty easy to attract top talent from the best schools. So we has very early stage startup. At the beginning, we were working only with like the students from the best engineering school, especially in France, and we decided we picked them, and we just trained them for a while, and now they are just like superstars.
What size is your team now? How big is your team?
We have a team of 7 people right now. 7 people right now. Five engineers, and two business, including me.
Okay, great. Now to talk about the future, where do you think Cryptio will be in 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, I think crypto.
Cryptio. Sorry,
Yeah.
company,
Okay. Okay.
company.
Okay. Okay. Because I think it would be very related to where
Well,
crypto is
actually, you
in
can
3 to 5 years.
answer the crypto question as well. Yeah.
I would say that I think that, but it's really related. If crypto has been traction is in 3 to 5 years, would definitely have traction, because we're solving like a very identified for problem that not a lot of people have today. But we believe that in 3 to 5 years, more and more businesses will hold and use crypto for a variety of reasons, to have cheaper, more efficient cross-border payments, to interact with decentralized protocols. Maybe we'll see more and more private stablecoins or public stablecoins with central bank digital currency, or with Facebook Libra, and all these things basically will improve the financial system, and we basically improve payment system mechanisms. So we believe that more and more companies will hold this and will transact through blockchain-based tokens, and we want to be in 3 to 5 years. We want to be the accounting layer of all these transactions. So we basically want to be the middle layer between everything that is legacy accounting, related to legacy accounting, and blockchains and everything that is happening in this new world. We just want to be at the middle. So we believe, I hope that in 3 to 5 years we will have clients all over the world, which is something we already have, but in a more significant way. And I hope that today most of our clients are what we say crypto companies, meaning companies building protocols, decentralized application, basically the infrastructure of this whole new world.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, and I wish, and we're working so that in 3 to 5 years, most of our clients are just like traditional company that would just use crypto because people like us would have made everything easier for them to use crypto. So I would hope that most of our clients in 3 years will be traditional businesses, and yeah.
And how widespread do you think crypto will be in 3 to 5 years, let's say, like in terms of its adoption with the general public and businesses and enterprise?
Yeah, I think in 3 to 5, a lot of things will happen in 3 to 5 years. If we've seen what happened during the past 3 years when we started, it was only about, so there was the boom for the bubble and all the ICO craziness, and now we're not talking about this anymore. And now you have incredible new things like private stablecoins, like decentralized finance, like central bank digital currencies. And so based on everything that happens now and all the regulatory framework that was implemented in that time period, I think that in 3 to 5 years we'll start to have very, very concrete examples and all the infrastructure that is needed to basically do transactions on blockchains for regular businesses. And I think we'll definitely see killer applications and like kind of protocols and products and applications that are very easy to use, transactions that are easy to account, and this will be targeted for businesses that want to do French treasury management internationally, like cross-currency treasury management that could be based on cryptocurrencies, remittance tool, or every type of tool that is supposed to foster cross-border payments. I think most of them will be based on digital currencies. And in 3 to 5 years, we'll definitely have at least one or several digital currencies that will become mainstream because pushed by traditional tech players. So something like Libra, for instance, or if it's not by Libra, it could be a public initiatives by China, for instance, and for big digital currency of China. So I really believe that in 3 to 5 years, we'll have things that are digital currencies, and maybe people won't realize that it's digital currencies because now everything is digital. And if you're using WeChat Pay or Apple Pay, it's already digital, but it's just like a digital version of something that exists, that has been existing for decades. But I think in all these new digital wallets, you will have digital currencies that would be implemented. And if it's the case, definitely there would be an accounting layer to communicate with all these legacy systems. Because there was one thing I'm entirely sure that I'm sure you can share this. In 5 years, all the accounting will still be done on accounting systems, still be done on things like Xero, QuickBooks, NetSuite, SAP, and these won't change because they are great software. So yeah, that's where the
hopefully, because we're training ourselves on all of them, so hopefully they stick.
Yeah.
Do you invest in cryptos yourself? And
yeah, I do.
You obviously are a user of Cryptio, I'd imagine, if you do.
Yeah.
What is your what would you say is the most likely cryptocurrency to exceed in value in the next few years, if you were to have a guess or a bet with somebody?
So I won't fall in the trap of like giving you a very low market cap token and say like chill this token and this will boost. Even though I have a few names in my mind. No, I would say definitely Ethereum. Ether is so it's not one of these low market cap. It's like second market cap. But when you see all the things that are getting built today on Ethereum and how it fuels all the decentralized industry, and how really it's like the kind of the underlayer of all these things that are happening. And among all these things that are happening in DeFi space, there are a lot of low market cap tokens that will skyrocket. But definitely, I think that Ether is totally undervalued, given what it brings given the value that the value that he unlocks, that the technology unlocks, and all the businesses that are able to be built on top of that. So definitely, Ether is a good one.
Okay, great. Antoine, thanks very much for coming on the show and sharing your insights into your company and cryptocurrency as well, and digital assets. I always find this space really interesting, and I think it's one of those things in our lifetime that we'll witness grow and evolve. And hopefully a few of us will catch the wave on top of it. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you soon for another episode of Break Even by Breakfast. Thanks. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mark.